There we are. It says we are live, and I hope we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome to anybody who's out there. If you're out there, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat or anything else, or just talk amongst yourselves in the chat too. That always is a good thing. My screen's gone blank for a second. There we go. Okay. Anyway, we are Vintage Dust up here in Vermont. Just by George B.G. That's me. I will go through the things I already posted in the chat, but I'll just to make sure, in case you're just listening in and not watching the chat. If you're new, please email me with your real name, your YouTube name, your shipping and PayPal information, and that's GALLANTGJ@yahoo.com. Okay. I do invoice through PayPal, and I have to apologize right up front because I'm way, way behind on a couple of the invoices, and I apologize for that. Well, one was deliberately delayed by request, but the others are my only excuse is we've got a new puppy, and it's just driving me crazy with not having a lot of free time between that and my job. Is for some reason I work part-time, but it's lately been a lot more than just part-time. So it just evenings I just want to crash. Okay, so I invoice through PayPal, and I use Pirate Ship for the shipping calculations. Do pretty well with that, I think, to save as best I can. Although you always make sure I package things so that they don't arrive safely. If they do not arrive safely, you have to please let me know and just send a simple picture. That's all I'm asking for. Show me what happened, and then we'll reimburse you. So I guarantee all my stuff that's shipped. The bidding's $1 or more in increments up to $10. After $10, it's $2 or more. We'll have a variety of stuff tonight, so we'll definitely be over the $10 mark on a few items. Once the sold is posted in the chat, that's closing the bidding. I'm not doing any multiple items tonight. At least I have nothing planned. It could be something spontaneous. You never know. I do have some silver. I have maybe 1 or 2 small items that are gold plated, I think. And I'll mention that. I do not have time to test them, but I'll tell you my confidence level in what is silver and what is gold. So I'll comment on the items as we go. Okay, to give you, if you're new here, we're up in the northwest corner of Vermont. We are about 18 miles outside of the city of Burlington in the mountains. I can see Mount Mansfield from my house. And the Stowe is just on the other side of the mountain from us. About 2 hours, or give or take, maybe a little less, to Montreal. Lake Champlain is it's just off the coast of Burlington, so it's not that far from us. It's about 35 minutes from us. Like I say, we are in a small rural town in the mountains, but I'm close to the post office, so that's handy for shipping. Let me see here. What else? I think that kind of explains most of it here. My wife and I do the business. Someday I may actually drag her into getting involved with some of this. I don't think you'll ever see her. She's kind of shy, but she helps you with finding stuff and giving you the best deal we can on price and stuff, things like that. So try to be fair with our pricing. If you're new, I'll mention this again later probably, but we happened to hit an estate sale over the long weekend, Labor Day weekend, and yeah, there were some good deals. You'll see some of it tonight. And so that'll be the good thing. They had some rock bottom prices and stuff, so I got some pretty good deals for you. Let me see what else. Well, we've had a really strange summer. We started out with a very, very wet spring, so wet that we couldn't get our garden until mid-June, and it was just too soggy out there, and I couldn't even tell. Then it's been so dry for the past 4 or 5 weeks. I believe they said we were technically in a drought condition. All of the month of August, I think my weather station said we got about 2 inches of rain, and that was all towards the end of the month, in the last couple of days. So that's it. And let me think. Oh, I have mentioned this before, and if somebody's interested, and if you're new to the business of selling or reselling, and you think you'd like to get started on doing YouTube things, I'm more than happy to have you join us sometime. So just go email me and let me know you're interested, and then we'll take you through what you need to do. I have done joint ones with other people, both on their channel and on mine. So I know there's a couple folks out there I've mentioned recently that I thought be interested, and we just maybe we'll pick a different time to do something like that. Maybe Wednesday nights aren't good for them, whatever. I'm very flexible. Like I said, I work part-time, but it's always in the morning, but sometimes well into the afternoon. It varies. So like I say, I'm semi-retired. Not fully. I was fully retired for a while, and started doing this kind of stuff in my retirement. And I was asked to go back to work. They needed some help in my job as a quality engineer, and so I said, okay, make it worth my while, and they did. So so we will get started on some things here tonight. I'm trying to think if there's something else I need to bring up. I'm looking around here. I think, I always say I've got more than just jewelry and trinkets and collectibles. I've got vinyl albums and comic books and toys and clothing, and vintage stuff and new stuff, and you would be surprised at what we have here. Artwork. I even get some really nice artwork. And some fantastic pieces of vintage glassware. I've got Pokemon. I've got collectibles like from TV shows, trading cards. I got, oh my gosh, I've got in the thousands of baseball, football, basketball, hockey cards. Mostly, I think I want to say late 80s, early 90s, vintage, most of it. So all kinds of stuff we have, and we're looking to do some liquidation here at some point very soon. I may take the suggestion I've gotten from one person on this here. That is, I may do some videos where I put out just a video out there that's not live, showing some items and saying, buy it now. And the first person to email me with the price gets it. And we'll figure out the shipping. I'll try to give an estimate of shipping, once possible. But so tonight, what I've been doing for those that are new, again, I start around 8:30, try to wrap it up by 10:30. I have to get up at 6:30 tomorrow morning. So that's not typical, but that's there's 2 days a week where I have to get up that early for my job. And that's why for the last couple of auctions I was doing Thursday nights. But then I realized I got to get up at 6:30 in the morning, and then stay up till 10:30 that night. It's like, oh, I might have made a mistake. I think I'll go back to Wednesdays and go to bed at 10:30 or about 11 o'clock, and then get up at 6:30 in the morning the next day, and then it'll be a lot easier. And I think that's going to work for me. So, and I think I like doing Wednesdays anyway. For a number of reasons. But just the way my personal schedule works out generally. So, if there's any questions, of course, please put something in the chat. I'll try to do the best I can to answer your questions. We'll pause the auction briefly to answer your questions. I have mostly jewelry tonight again, as typical. I've got a couple purses. I've got one music box. I have some trinket boxes and some purses. Said purses, right? And some really interesting, unusual pieces. And I have a little bit of minerals and stones as well. I'm not too limited on that right now. Although I just got this estate sale, they were giving that stuff away practically. There's some really cool pieces I've got. I'll maybe if I have time, I'll take a brief. I'll pause the video. I'll mute things and run out and grab one. They're right in the box just outside my door. Some really cool pieces of fossilized coral that were really cool. So, okay, let's get started on the first thing. So what I do is I have a separate little camera on another table. So we got to switch over to that camera. And again, if there's an issue with volume or something like that, please let me know. I haven't had any problems with this microphone so far, but I never know if the level's set correctly. So, okay. Oh, this is a really interesting piece we picked up. This was not at the estate, but so it's a little tea kettle. It is brand new. I took the paper wrapping. There was some literally they still had the paper wrapping around this little top of this thing. My quick, and I do mean quick, research of this thing, you can see it still has a sticker on it, is that this is a Chinese porcelain. Some people were calling it vintage. I have my doubts about that, but it could be. It could be. It is, for all intents and purposes, what I can tell, is brand new. And when I saw what they were asking on eBay, I said, "Oh, is anybody really paying for that much for these things?" Well, I don't know. I didn't have a chance to check to see what the thing sold for, but I figured it's a panda bear, with a bamboo. As you can see, the bamboo handle, or handle, the ceramic handle that look like bamboo. So we're going to call this a panda teapot, and I will start this at $10. And I'll give you some more of the detail here. And so, like I said, it's got this little top here. Like I said, I checked this thing over. There's you can see the sticker on there. I didn't try to read it on that, but I don't know if it's really made in China or not. There is a marking on the bottom as well, and two different markings. I don't know what they mean or what they mean anything. But I think this is an imported item. My guess is, from what I was reading from the people who were trying to sell these. But there's the back. Like I said, there's the bottom. There's the inside. Don't know if they're hand painted or not. I'm going to say possibly. I say that because I have two of them. So there it is. So any questions or comments? It's a little bit of dirt right there. Missed that one. I really didn't even try to clean these up. They were sitting in a very dusty environment. So I guarantee there's some dirt on these things that need to be cleaned off. But like I said, the sticker's still on it, and just still had the paper wrapped around it. In fact, I'll show you. Here's the other one. See, here's the other one. It has the top. So I have two of them. If there's any interest. Get my pen pad here so I can write things off as I go. Okay. So I thought I had this one written down. I guess I didn't. Let me write it down now. Okay. I'm a little more organized tonight. We were able to spend a little time today organizing things. So we will pass on this. And if there's some interest in somebody from later on watching our video, just say so if you're interested. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of trinket boxes. Let's do this one first. This is a porcelain trinket box. And I'm going to get the camera a little closer here. There. Okay. And I believe this is Japanese porcelain. I'll show you why. Trinket box. And we're going to start this at start the bidding at $7 on this one. It's in perfect condition, so you can see the gold trim on the edges like they always do on a lot of these. The flowers here and the inside. And so there's the markings on the bottom, and you're going to see the manufacturer. I'm going to try and get that on camera here for you. Lefton. And come on, focus. Trademark exclusive, Japan. I guess that's why I know it's made in Japan. Lefton, China. George L. Lefton. It's numbered 1991. So, a piece of Lefton, China. I said porcelain, but I think that's pretty similar, right? There we go. And excuse me. Okay. Then we'll jump into a piece of jewelry. And we discovered, I've been showing some of this other stuff in the past. Why is this? Oh, this is sealed. Huh. Just a moment here. I'm just trying to. Didn't realize this package was sealed. And the next item. Yeah, I did not know that. I just thought it was a plastic bag of stuff in. Oh, I'm talking to myself. Okay. Let's start with some jewelry, and we'll pass on this item. And I gotta find a safe place to put that. All right, so let's start with a pair of earrings. And these are Tree of Life earrings. They are not marked. They are in a bag, and I think the bag is sealed. If it's not, I can. Well, I'm gonna show you. There they are in the bag, sealed. But I'm gonna take them out of the bag because it really isn't gonna. You're not gonna see them very well like that. And I will. Whoa! There's my microphone. I saw. Sorry. I probably left a rather loud noise on you. And we'll put these on a stand so you can see them properly. They are shepherd hooks, as you may have noticed. And bring the camera down and up. And yeah, let's get some light on that. And we'll show again here in a minute. Okay. Oh boy. I'm on the computer for my job all morning, and you'd think I'd learn how to type better. I've said this before, though. You all know me. What did they say on these? A $5 start on these. I think that's what we'll do. So I'm going to show it against my hand because I think it'll show it pattern better. It'll focus. And you can see it's surrounded by little, well, it looks like rhinestones, but they're probably, I don't know if they are real stone. There's the back. Again, like I said, no marking on this. It's just a silver tone, and I believe, I don't even know if the wire is hypoallergenic or anything like that. I can't say for sure. But there they are. So it's not just a tree, it's surrounded by those little stones, or something like looks like dry stones. Okay. Alrighty. I have close to 30 items to show tonight, I think, somewhere in that range. So we will not dwell too long on things, but long enough for you to get a good idea of what we have. Oh, let's see here. Okay. I just got to check something before I show it. Sometimes I have to make sure there's no markings, but I'm pretty sure on this one there isn't. But I'll double check. I thought I had. Give me a second here. Okay. All right. We will pass on this item. Put them back in the bag. And we'll show you a necklace. Like I said, I'm going to alternate like I usually do them. Not going to be all jewelry all at once. It's going to be a mixture of items like we did the teapot and the trinket box, and now some jewelry, and then we'll go back to something else after this necklace. And this is a quartz on the gold tone chain, and I'm pretty sure this is gold leaf that they decorated it with. So not a lot of gold in there. It's just a very, 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 very thin, but nice little piece of quartz, rose quartz on a gold tone chain. Oops. Almost misspoke. Quartz. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that this is gold leaf that's on there. Very, very thin gold leaf. Where do they have that? Okay, we will start that at $8. Does it say the interest? I think it's looks like an 18-inch chain. All right, and okay. Let's see here. What's next? Oh yeah, this routine. So this came from the estate. The next piece I'm going to show. We'll pass on this. And set that aside. I've got a little handmade trinket box, and it's not very big. It looks big on camera, I realize. Excuse me. But it's just a little over 2.25 inches across. And did I even write this one down? I thought I wrote it down. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. It's got to be here. Huh. Oh, son of a gun. Give me just a moment longer here. Sure, I wrote it down. Just can't find it on my list. Huh. All right. No, I didn't. All right. So we're going to call this a, this is I'm going to call it handmade. What I'm looking for. No, I'm drawing a blank. I was going to call this. It's not porcelain. It's oh my. Okay. Can't type either. We'll start this at $4. And so it has the name Ursula on the bottom. The interesting thing they did with this is it's got this little key in the lid that kind of keeps it from sliding off. I guess that's what the intent was. But it's got a little bit of edge wear, I think, in one spot, maybe where somebody might have. There it is. A little chip right there, but that's it. Kind of an off-green color on the base and interesting pattern on the top. First time I saw it, I thought it was stone, but when you look at the inside, you'll see that it's fired clay. So I think cute little thing. And I say it's not very big, 2.25 inches across. Okay. Let's see if I can add that to my list here so I know. Oh no, here it is. Oh, I did have it on my list. And I asked the right price. What do you know? Pottery. If I put down pottery, with pottery, I guess that's so what it is. Okay. Okay. I actually have an Avon piece that we came across. And we'll show that next. If there's no interest in this, then we'll pass on that. And it's not by no means what I would call an extravagant Avon piece, but it's a very cute little one. A little pink flower on a gold tone chain. I'll show you the Avon marking on it shortly here. It's not very big, as you can see. I think the necklace is 16-inch. Looks like to be. Oops, I must misspell the word here. We'll start this at $4, and it just says, if I can get that to focus right. There's the Avon on the back. Cute little thing. Let's see what the style of clasp. See. Yeah, if there's any interest in that. Okay. Let's see here. I don't have much in the way of bracelets now. I have one, I think. So we'll hold off on that. But I do have some really interesting pieces that I'm going to show you from the estate right now. I don't even know if I'm asking a reasonable price. I may be asking too little, too much, but I'm going to ask anyway. Right after we pass on this. Okay. This is, I think, they're called cowrie shell. And you're going to see something really unusual with this particular one, because you'll see something right there that's not part of the shell. And I'll show you in a minute here. And you'll see why my description, why this is going to be, why I'm calling this a trinket box. So there it is, the shell, and there's the bottom. Now it's got somebody's engraving initials on it, but this opens up. Yeah, it's a little dirty on the inside. Could use a little cleaning. I have a feeling wherever they had it stored, it wasn't the ideal location. But it's got this brass bottom. That is, so you can have that sitting on your counter. Nobody know the better that that's a trinket box. They would just think it's a decorative little shell you have on your shelf, and will have no idea you have something inside it. Now, granted, the initials on there probably don't match. Anybody who watches this is LLMCM. And there it sits. Okay. I think that was, that was what I wanted. $10, yeah. Right? Yep. I can't remember what I was at. I didn't have it on my list correctly, but I think that's what I wanted. Oh, I'll take that back. You know what? I didn't have it for 10. I had it for 8. So let me correct my typo here. $8. So let me correct that. And delete that. There. And the reason I bring the price down because of the initials. I mean, if it didn't have the initials on there, and it was, you could engrave it yourself or whatever, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a little dirty on the inside. I mean, it's just a simple little scrub will take care of that. You can see how it opens. It's a pretty tight fit too. I'm impressed with that. Well made, whoever did it. They actually, I guess they would have cut the shell to fit the brass, or the brass to fit the shell. I'm not quite sure. But it's a kind of a cool way to hide something on your dresser. So, and I mean, who would think to look there, right? If they picked it up. Why would you pick it up? It's just a shell. unless you're fascinated by it. It's pretty neat. Okay. Where did I have that on my list? There it is. Okay. Jewelry again. Let's see here. Oh, I've got this. I'm going to hang on. I do have two purses I'm going to show. I'm going to hang on to those till the last hour, I think. So I'll do on those. I've got one of the dichroics here that I'm going to show you. Really cute one. It's currently on a pink string, so, but let me. Thank you, Marlene. Yes, we had a good weekend. We had a little bit of rain, but we needed it much. Oh gosh, we just sure needed it. It's been very dry. So, but yes, we had a good weekend. And the fact that I had the day off was always a good thing. So, alrighty. So much for the trinket box. And like I said, there it is. We are getting cool nights. It was 80 today, but tonight it'll be down around 50. So yeah, we're getting to that transition time where we can still have some warm days, but the nights are getting quite cool, and the days are shorter. So I left this on the thing it came on. Oops, let me get that up of the screen. This is a piece of dichroic glass on the pink. Yeah, let me just call it small dichroic pendant. We'll start this at because it's not on a regular chain, it's just on a nice little pink thing. I can put it on a chain. If somebody asks to put it on a chain, I will throw a chain off for a couple bucks more. But so we'll start this at $6 because it's not a real chain on there, like the others we'll be showing later. Let me give you up close on this. And just you can see from my hand that this is not very large. It's black and here's the back of it. Black with some multicolored in the glass. So it's what, maybe a ½ inch across, I would say. My thumb's roughly an inch, so not quite 3/4 of an inch. And this is just the way it came on that little bit of pink. Let me get that right there. So I think that'll show the light. I'm trying to get the light there. Ooh, you saw that when I killed the light, it really brought the color out a lot better. And when the camera does some kind of automatic adjustment to, and it drives me crazy sometimes. But yeah, I don't know if there's a way of fixing that with my camera. Let me take a look at my settings real quick here. No. I can only change the definition. No. Huh, I thought maybe there was some way I could control the camera from the from the StreamYard application. But you got the idea of what it looks like when I have it in my hand. And you get away from that white background. Okay. Well, we'll pass on that. I have more dichroic coming up. Just write that down on my list. No, I didn't have that one down. I was going to write it down so if somebody does ask about it later, I'll know what I was asking. So, okay. Let's do a pair of earrings. These are interesting ones. I was trying to figure out what they were, and I mean that in a literal sense. I mean, I knew they were earrings, but what they were trying to capture on here, and I had to get out my loop to see them, and I'm going to put one of them down here. That's one of the earrings. You can see the flower on it, and what it says on the edge of this thing is it says "Forget Me Nots," and on the edge, and something seed company. Can't quite make out what it says, but the edging looks to be gold plated. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it looks to be. So there's the second one. And you can see that they match pretty well. There's the back. And bring it up close so you can see. And I think you might be able to read it on camera if I can get the glare off of it. There's that one, and then this one. Same deal. The Seed Company, it looks like it says. Anyway. Did we even have this down? Again, another thing I wasn't sure we wrote down. I don't see it. Nope. So I'm going to write this down. And we're going to call this Forget Me Not Earrings. And I'm going to start them at $6. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Victorian. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah. I don't think they're that old. No, these are not that old. But the gilding around the edges, just to me, looks like it does look like it would be. It's not that. When I look at real gold versus the gold tone, this looks more the right color. If you know what I mean, if you understand what I mean. So, I see Marlini at 6. Looks like going once. Oops, I gotta get my cursor in the right place here. Going once. Going twice. Last call. And sold to Marlini for $6. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Write your name down. And set those aside in a bag for you. What did I do with those bags? Yeah. I gotta write things down. I'm getting so far behind. If I don't write things down when I did it, I'm going to make a mistake for sure. Okay. Let's set that aside. All right. Like that. In the 90s. Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's cool. Let's see here. Let's go with, I think I may have shown these maybe months ago. These are brand new sterling silver nickel-free earrings that came from Looks like Target, I guess. And so it's a set of 4. And they say the original price and sticker are still on the back for $20. But I'm not asking $20. I'm going to ask, let's see, what did I say? Sterling earrings, 2 pair. We'll start this at $7. So, let's see what they look like. And the type of clasp they have is that style right there. I'm going to take it off the card if I can help it, but these are post. These are those, they look like a saddle, kind of pin that goes into a saddle. If that makes sense. Turtle. Oh, did I show the turtle in the preview? I guess I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. The little wooden turtle. Yes, we will do that. I'll do that next for you. Okay. I just had that in my hand on that. Okay. Alrighty. It's been a quiet night tonight, Marlene, I guess. So we will move on to the next item. Pass on those. Turtle. I think you're talking about this little guy. What was in the preview? Let me get him situated a little better. Color. Get the color. See how my light really messes things up? Dim this light. There, that's not so bad. Just kind of shows the color, yes. Okay, so all I can say is that is wood. Our guess is it might be rosewood, so I'm just going to call it the wood turtle. Not this is that type of turtle, but he's made from wood. And we're going to start him. Oh boy, we were throwing numbers around on this one. I'm going to start at $8. The ones that the prices were just. I did look this one up because I had no idea, and the prices are just all over the place. Some people were calling it rosewood. Another one was calling it ironwood. Another one was calling it. What was that? It was not teak. It wasn't teak. It was something else. But I would go with rosewood only because of the color. Let me get this thing up close. You can see it there. That shows the color really, really well, like that. And it has. They do have a little glass eye in there on each side. And I didn't see any markings on them on the bottom. He seems to be in good shape. Didn't see any damage that I could tell of. Even has his little tail. So I see your bid at 8. Yep. And we will say there's nobody else going to bid 9 or 10. We will say going once. And going twice. Well, I just like I think about the Dracula movie. I didn't catch that. I'm just too busy looking over here at my stuff. Taking care of my stuff. Okay, last call. Oh, yeah, I remember that movie. Sold my money for $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just write that down. I'm going to put them in a small plastic bag so I can misplace them with your name on it. Okay. Down here too. Okay. I do have. Let me see here. What to do next? Well, let's go with earrings. These are a set, and I wrote it down on there, so it's kind of obvious that I didn't forget that they were a set of bunny Avon bunny earrings, and we're going to start these at $4. There's nothing wrong with them. I just been hanging on to them for too long, and time to send them off to a good home. They're a post earring, as you can see. I think the Avon marking is pretty plain. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Hang on a second. It's there. I just got to get it to focus. Here's the Avon marking. And put it back on the card here. I said I've just been hanging on to these for too long, and it's time to liquidate a little bit on some of the stuff. And that's just one of the items that I need to let go. Okay, let me get a sip of water here while that's up. Okay. So, oh, I forgot about this guy. Do this next. Alrighty. No interest in vending earrings. I will pass on that. I have a really cool owl pin that is made out of pewter, and let me see if I can get the. It doesn't want to stay down, but let me do it this way. Get this camera up as close as I can get. Oh, it's just not going to stay. Okay, and this is a brand name. That's Medsky. Start this, and it wasn't much, I think. Oh, hang on, I'm going to cross that off. There it is. starting at 9. Believe it or not, I was surprised. This really goes for, I guess they're pretty collectible, these particular pins. So I just show it up close here so you can see it. Cute little owl pin. Get out a pewter. There's the back. Again, you can see the name and the copyright. Oh, you decided you want the bunnies? Yeah, sure. Let me write that. I'll put it in the chat first. Oh. Almost spelled your name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write that down. Where is it? Okay. And we'll show the Mitsuki owl here. Pin. Okay. What's up? Let me look for the next item. I have some pretty fascinating stuff to show tonight. I really do. I do have one ring. I'll show that shortly here. That I think is Native American made or style. And let me get the size of it. Oh, we're looking at the owl here. I get this. Oh, my wife is so close. Guessing the size. And what did I put that down for? Yeah. Okay, we're going to pass on the pin. This ring is, it's a native style, I'm going to say. I can't say, there's no markings. Oh, what the heck just happened? Oh, that was weird. And it is really large. It is come on, get over there. Almost 10 3/4. So not a small ring. I wouldn't say it's a man's ring, but it definitely has the size. So 10 3/4 silver ring. I'm pretty sure this is silver. There's no markings on it, but I'm very, very confident this is a silver ring. And I'm going to have to start this at $20. And this is probably one of the more top high-end things tonight, besides one other item. Well, two or three other items, actually. But I just... the center of that is, the red is coral, and the blue, maybe turquoise. Southwest style, yeah, right. And it is, we did try to clean it up a little bit. There is still some tarnish on the inside. I'll show it in a minute here. But it is a very large ring. Like I said, it slides down to about there. You see, just short of 11. So I call it 10 3/4. The inside does have a little bit of tarnish that we didn't want to overdo polishing it. Come on, focus. There. Some tarnish. I just didn't want to overdo cleaning it. There were no markings we could find. it is. Okay. I'll probably, nobody buys that tonight. You'll see it on eBay soon, or Etsy. I've been reviving my Etsy account, so Etsy seems to be a little more seller friendly lately than eBay has been. From everything I'm hearing from just other sellers. So, okay, we'll pass on that, and then over there. Oh, just almost good. Saw that. Sorry. Almost forgot to do that. Okay, what do we want to do next? Let's see here. I got this. I don't know how to describe what it does, what it is, but it is possibly jade little figure. I'm gonna have to bring the camera up so you see what. And I don't really know what it's just on this string with the see how that's woven and everything. Pretty cool actually how they wove that. And if you can see there, oh, that showed it really. You can see they even carved little coveralls onto the figure, and the beads are either stone or glass as well. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna call it jade with a question mark figure. And we'll start this at, she said she didn't want to do much for it because we don't really know anything about it. So we're going to start this at $4. So it just comes with this little thing. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. And it's not big. Let me get my, I see Marlene at 4. So it's what overall length of him is, including his arms, is like 2 inches. So not a large piece of jewelry, I guess you call it. It's kind of different, but yeah, I'm good. I'm glad somebody's interested. We weren't quite sure what somebody would want to do with this. If he wear it as a bracelet, you know, it's not a stretchy material. But it does have the other beads on the top, and then this really tightly woven little piece at the top. Kind of different. If you have any idea what the intent of how you wear this, obviously it's not a necklace, and it's not. And with the woven piece on it, it's too big to be used as a necklace. So I don't know. We'll say going once, going twice. Last call. Oops. And sold to Marlene for $4. Thank you, Marlene. Okay. Put that in the bag. just had my marker. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Put that little bag. Thank you. Okay, what are we going to do next? Okay, I have another cowrie shell piece. And I'll tell you what, the research on this can lead you to some strange possibilities. So we're just going to put this up and bring the camera up a little bit. And you'll see it's a two-sided with a hinge. So this is what people were calling, a lot of people were calling this. And I'm going to start this at $12. Some were calling it Victorian. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Maybe Edwardian. I don't know about Victorian. I would guess that this thing is very old, but I don't think it's that old. But what I saw them going for online was pretty amazing. And so there's the inside. I think this is brass. The hinge and the clasp. Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with it. No chips, no nicks, no dents, no scratches. All the seashell stuff's pretty tough anyway. But I just thought really interesting. And this came from the estate. They were it's a family we know actually, and they had an amazing amount of stuff that we had to peruse through. But this one caught my eye right away, and I just thought it was really fascinating. And as you can see, there's the clasp. It's just a little slip past, with these two pieces here, and then the shell. Pretty cool, huh? No markings or anything of any sort on there. So, but yeah. Oh, and what am I going to do with it? So to give you an idea, you probably saw it in my hands, but just give you an idea of the size. It's really not that large. 2.5 inches across at the longest. So, but I thought somebody anybody who likes this older stuff, I'm thinking it's from the 20s or 30s, personally. That's what I'm thinking from my limited research. Anyway, this is one of the neater pieces we got from this estate, I thought. Okay. Actually, I had more earrings than I recalled. I thought I only had a handful, but I do have more earrings. So, to that. Okay. Oh, we are into the last hour. So let me show it was in the preview. We'll pass on this. No interest in this. That's fine. Thought there might be some interest in the cowrie shell. I think that's what they call it, cowrie shell. I may misspell that, but I think that's correct. We'll pass. Anybody seeing it later, of course, they're always welcome to interrupt me here tonight or send me a note later. Okay, so we'll show the purse that was in the preview. Bring the camera up and back a bit. Probably have to bring it back a bit. So let me gotta move things around to do that a little bit. And I gotta bring the camera up a little bit. There we go. Oh, perfect. So it's a Rossetti purse. I'll put that down my head. I'll get into the details in a minute. Let me just get posted up here in the chat. We'll start this at $10. I'm not saying it's new, but boy, I'll tell you, it's in really good shape. Let me put my clipboard down here for a second. And it even comes with a little wallet that matches. You know, never even checked this wallet. The wallet says Rossetti on it. Just so you know, it does really come with it. There's the inside of the wallet. And like I said, this wallet looks like it was never used. There's not a scrap of dust or lint in this thing. And the purse itself, it has this braided handle, as you can see. Let me back the camera a little bit more. Maybe there. Overdo here, but so you can see there's a braided piece here. It's got a button style pocket here on the outside. Like that. These are just decoration, the little straps here. I thought they were pockets when I first saw it. But then I said, oh, wait a minute. There is a pocket right there on both sides. So you can stick a cell phone or whatever. There's the inside. You can see it's just immaculate. With another zippered pouch here that has a nice drawstring on it to close it. And then the usual little pockets on the inside. I didn't look to see what the material is. And I can see if I can find the tag. I don't see it. Usually I can find it. But did I say Rossetti? Oh, there it is. So there's the Rossetti tag again on the inside. And the other zippered pocket on the inside. Again, immaculate. I'm guessing man-made material. And it says, yep, 100% polyvinyl chloride. Well, I'll tell you, it really is a nice piece of material here. With the included wallet. Anybody interested in the purse for $10? I think it was Amy at last 2 weeks ago. I didn't do an auction last week because I wasn't feeling well, but 2 weeks ago she mentioned that she loves purses, so I made sure I had some today, just in case she shows up. There's the first one. Okay. Okay. That will pass on that. Oh, didn't give you a measurement on it, but I'm going to tell you right now that it's probably about a foot across. Yeah, a foot across and about 8 inches deep. Just so you know, good size. Okay. Yeah, I've looked all over this thing for wear, and the bottom is clean. So, okay, we'll pass. I want to make sure I showed it because it was in the preview. All right. Jewelry. Let's do some more jewelry. Okay, this is an interesting piece. Could not find any markings on it. I'm just looking it up here before I put it up. Yep. And let's bring the camera over close to it. I'll get that off the screen. Okay. So my wife's fairly convinced that these are Murano beads. As you can see them here. And is that what we just called it by description? Yeah. And I'm going to start this at $15. And it's kind of a, I'm hoping the color comes out well on this. It's kind of a violet color. Oh yeah, it shows pretty good against my hand here. And see the style of clasp it is? It's just this hook. That. I'm going to say it's probably 18. Let me get my ruler again. No, 16. Looks like 16. So 16-inch. So, and it's 3 strands. But what really caught her eye were these larger beads. That's what that kind of clued her in. Let's see if I can get that to, see if I can get my hand steady enough here, if you can see it better. There we go. Let me turn the intensity up a little bit, maybe on the light. That might help. There. Get a little bit better light. But you can see the really interesting bead here. And these are all glass. And the linkage is kind of a gold tone, except for the clasp. So, actually, I think I can get it to display on the board here nicely. So, there. Just to give you an idea how it hangs, roughly. Okay. Alrighty, no interest in the glass necklace. We'll pass on that. Set that aside. Earrings. Let's do some earrings. Oh no. Yeah, let's do earrings first, and then we will do. Okay, I got to untangle these a little bit here because they're connected together. All right. So these are silver and lapis, and I'm going to bring the camera down so you can see them really close. We'll start these at $6. So just so you see how it hangs, The little blue is lapis. Excuse me. Here's the style of hook it is. So wearing on your earring, it will be obviously side like this. Excuse me. Great. I'm going to mute here for a second while I take care of this cough. There, I'm back. Okay. So again, that's the other one. Other earring. In the yeah, okay, there the color's coming out good there. I want to make sure you got to see the color of the pieces coming down off the earring, and the lapis at the bottom, and then it has these little fantail, what do you want to call that, pieces that are hanging off of there as well. So it's kind of a green, kind of a light green with the blue. Don't know if the green is stone or not. Let me see if I can tell. I can't tell. Not large enough to tell. Well, okay. I did mention this at the beginning, but this is my worst time of the year for allergies. Ragweed season always starts in the middle of August and then goes till the first frost, which could be a ways off yet. Okay, let's do another necklace. Ooh, let's do this one. Okay, we will pass on this. Okay, so I'm doing this dichroic. I'm going to do what I've done in the past. You can have a choice between silver-plated chain or silver-plated snake style. Both are 18-inch with this particular pendant. There's the back. There's the front. We'll start this at $10. Because in the past, when I've had it, it's with a silver, just not a silver tone chain. These are silver plated chains, or a little higher quality. So, for those that have seen these in the past, that's why I'm asking just a little bit more, a little bit better quality chain. A nice heart shape. Show it up closer again. Sorry, I'm got a lozenge in my mouth, so I'm trying to keep me from coughing. Okay. All right. I think it's time to bring out the one bracelet I got. We will pass on this. I've got this really interesting bracelet. Now, I don't know if this is the case that really came in. Is it this is the way it came from? I think this came from the estate, but I'm not sure now. But you did, whoever had it in this nice case, and I'm gonna take it off this black because this black just throws the camera crazy. But it looks to me like it's shell with the gold tone links. There's the fastener on one end, and the other fastener there. So if I lay it across my hand, you can kind of see how. Oops, break the camera up a bit. Sorry. Give you an idea how it looks on my hairy arms here. And again, like I said, we didn't. This is another one of those that I wasn't quite sure about it. But what did I do with that? My listing here. Bracelet. I only got one bracelet. I think I can find it on my list. There it is. So, what happened? Oh, let's try this again. Shell and gold tone bracelet. We'll start this at $9. Oh, I can give you the overall length because I haven't closed it. I'm going to guess it's close to 7, and most of them are. Seem to be. So not including that latch. Looks like 6.5. Well, overall length, including the latch, is 7.5. So it must be about 7, I would say. 7-inch bracelet. But again, like I said, it does yeah, I'm going to try and close the latch here. Just to, goodness, the finger's just not working tonight. Oh, that's sticking. It's one tough latch. Or I'm one weak guy, which it is. There. I didn't see any markings on it whatsoever. Okay. No interest in that. Pass. Okay, I don't know if anybody's out there still interested in stones and stuff, but I did come across this really cute little thing that somebody had taken. I can't remember what the stone is, and I meant to look it up before. I did try to look it up briefly with Google, but it wasn't being cooperative. And somebody decided that they thought it'd be cute to put a kangaroo on there, a little pewter kangaroo. But it is got quartz mixed in with it, and I don't think it's fluorite. I don't think it's rose quartz. But I just can't, in my brain, I just can't seem to figure out remember what it is. And I had the thing here just the other day with all the descriptions of the different stones, and I can't find it. So I will just put this down as oops. We'll start this at $8. Just have my. Oh, so what is it? It's about 3.5 inches across, roughly. Much 3 inches that way, and about 1.5 inches or so tall. If there's any interest. It's an interesting mineral specimen. I think the color's coming up pretty well. Let me dim this a little bit. Sometimes the bright light, I guess it throws my camera off. That shows it better, I think. I have some really really fascinating pieces I picked up from this estate. And like I mentioned in the beginning, fossilized coral, and they get one piece that has some pyrite in it, quartz and pyrite. So pretty interesting pieces. I will try and get those ready for sometime in the future here. I thought we'd bring this one at least tonight, see if anybody was interested. And we're not, so we'll pass on that. Set that aside. Okay. And time for another necklace. We got this agate necklace. Another one of these items we've had that was in our business many years ago. And I'm going to let this go. It's polished agate. Oops, I'll type this in. Polished agate chip necklace. I'm starting this at $7. Something like this we would have had for a little bit more than that in the past. There's the clasp. Looks like it's about 16 inch. You can see each of the stones in there all throughout. I see Marlene at 7. Thank you. So you'll say going once, going twice. Last call. And sold to Marlene for $7. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Put that in a bag. Okay. Let's see here. Well, I should do the other purse, I suppose. This wasn't in the preview, but I could not find a brand name on this one. It is also, man-made material. This one's made in Cambodia. Back the camera up a little bit. Just give you an idea what it looks like. It is a double strap. So you can, this is the strap, and it's in excellent condition. Again, this is another piece that I don't think if it was used, it was very rarely used. There's still some pieces of plastic on the button on here. Black interior, zippered pocket. And I didn't find anything in it when I picked it up. I don't think. I don't feel any dirt in there. You see, it's very clean on the inside, and it's just a bag. It is not a brand name I could find anywhere on this thing. Not even on the tag that's in there. It just says made in Cambodia. All man-made material. Red. And, so I'm just going to call this a red bag. we'll start this at $8. Here's the bottom. Like I said, very clean. It looks like it was never used. There we go. It's interesting how it has this pleating throughout it, and I think it does. You can draw it tight. So the top does draw tight, and then reopens, and it's got a magnetic clasp besides as well on the inside there. There's another little hook there and there. I thought maybe there was a missing strap or something to it, but no. You know, like like a body bag, you know, body strap, you know, for a longer strap or something, but no, nothing there. Okay. Thank you, Marlene. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. Okay, well, we'll pass on this. No interest. All right, let's do. I'm gonna bring my box over here so I can reach it better. Oh! Well, I got the camera back. I do have this really cool music box. And I gotta bring that camera way back. And I realized something this big, shipping is going to be a challenge. Now, also, I need to tell you that it has got one very slight damage to it, and I'll show you in a minute. But it is a music box. Oops, hit the wrong button here. And we're going to start this at $10. I think that's what I'm asking. Okay, it does work. I just realized my camera's a little crooked. That's my camera that's crooked, not the. There. Okay, let me fix this camera just a little bit. There. See if we can make that a little more level. There. Okay, so what I need to show you is this bunny right here is missing an ear. Otherwise, this would be worth a lot. I would have put this out on eBay and asked a significant amount of money for it. But it is slightly damaged. You should really got to be looking for it. I did check it all over. I couldn't find anything else. I looked pretty closely with that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is the way it looks. If there's any interest in something this size, it's pretty tall. I forget how tall it is. Yep, but almost 12 inches tall. So on about 6 inches across. So it wouldn't be too bad packaging wise. I mean, a 12-inch box, be a 14-inch box, shipping wise, and it's not too bad weight. It is some significant weight, but they charge more by size than weight nowadays. It seems like. Well, I showed this last week when I was going to have an auction in the preview, so I want to make sure I showed it again this week. Okay. Well, that's up. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I didn't know if there'd be any interest in that, but we will put it out there. Let's say pass. I didn't see a name or manufacturer on it, but So I don't know who makes the movement in it. I usually look for that too. Okay, how about some earrings with real stones? Bring the camera back up. Sorry, I gotta fix the camera. Leg, it's got messed up again. Okay, so these are 925 or Mark 925. Earrings with the real stones. And we're going to start this one at 20 bucks. It's for the set. And what's interesting is the back tells you what the stones are. There's garland, peridot, topaz, citrine, and amethyst in this set. So I tried to figure out what NVH066 is, and there is a company with those initials, but there's some really high-end type stuff. I don't think that's what this is. I mean, most of their stuff was not silver, it was gold. As you can see, the top is the citrine, and the middle one's the amethyst. This green is the, what did I say it was? Topaz? Peridot, yeah. The green of the peridot, I believe. The bottom is the garland, and so on and so forth. They're pretty cool. Stud earrings. So if you take them out of the foam here, so you can see that is the backs, and they're all marked 925. I did check. There's a little bit of tarnish. These have been sitting around a while, so I would recommend, this is gentle cleaning. But they are real. I wish I had my Presidium. Wish I had a Presidium. I mean, to verify for sure, but I'm pretty confident this is what these are. My confidence is very high, I should say. If there's any interest at all. Otherwise, we go on to the next item or two. Okay, well, I'll leave that up there for a minute. I have something to untangle here for a second. It's amazing. You lay stuff in a box and it gets tangled up. Oh, yeah. Cross that off my list. Okay. No interest in that. We will pass. And put those away. Let me put this one with a tiny gold tone necklace with a tiny opal and what appears to be a very tiny ruby in it. And we're starting this at... Oh, come on, where is it? All right, I misplaced it somewhere. Oh, there it is. $6. Looks like about a 16 or 18-inch chain. Let's show that up close so you can see a better view of it. Very delicate little piece. You can see the chain. Round style clasp. Little tiny red stone right above the opal. Did not see any markings on this. There's the back, so you want to see. Okay. Oh, screen. Okay. Got another dichroic glass piece that I'm going to show. Very interesting piece. After we pass on this. And I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. Here's the dichroic glass piece with your choice of either the standard chain, silver plated chain, and this other chain, the snake chain, is marked 925, but I think it's silver plate, not silver, snake chain. So you have your choice. I'm going to call this dichroic pendant with choice chain. Starting at $10. You can see it's a pretty long piece. I think it's about 2.5 inches anyway. 2.5 inches anyway. Yep, 2.5 inches. So that's the front. There's the back. You can see a silver tone bail on it. Any interest in that? Okay, what do we got left? Oh, earrings. Getting close to my time. I'm done for the evening here. So we will pass on that. And some earrings. These are marked 925. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. Shepherd hooks. They are marked 925. And there we go. Try to get laid correctly. These are the 925 earrings with blue. We'll start these at $6. Yeah, give it up close here. You can see with my finger, they can give you an idea roughly the length and the size. Like I said, they're shepherd hooks. They get the little rubber thing on the back. I know there's a name for that. I just can't figure it out. Come on, focus. There we go. Now, yeah, shake it loose. Okay. set my pen down in the wrong spot. Yep. Show that. And that. I'm just going through my list here, making sure I check off what I've already shown. Yeah, we're down to the last couple of items. I'm going to probably stop right there with this last one. There's no interest in this. I think I went through all the non-jewelry stuff. I'm just looking around. Unless somebody's into collector plates. I do have one sitting nearby. Okay, now I have a last piece of Avon. I believe this is Avon. No. I saw the writing on the back and I thought it said Avon. Let me see what it says. Sarah. No. Sarah Coventry. Oh, Sarah Coventry necklace. I don't think I wrote this one down. No. Oh, let's say $5. There. Alrighty. And we'll show you where it says Sarah on the back. I can keep my hand steady enough. I think it's a standard, rounded style clasp. And then I'm going to guess 16 maybe. Yep, 16-inch chain with an extension. 2 inch, so you can go to 18. And show the pendant up close here. It's kind of a greenish stone type tint to it. I don't think that's stone. No, it's not stone. It looks like stone, but it's not. See if we can get the color to pop out a little better here. There we go. Okay, well, we'll pass on that. And back to me here. Okay, well, I hope you had fun watching if you didn't buy anything, and if you go back and look at the video that you may have missed towards the beginning, if there's something you're interested in, of course, you can always email me. My email's at the top of the chat, and I, can respond pretty quickly to emails. So let me know if there's anything of interest. Otherwise, we will shoot for, again, next week, the 10th. I think that's going to work. And again, I always leave the open invitation if anybody's interested in joining. That's something we can do. In fact, I would consider going later if we're going to do something like that. Rather than ending up, I only do the 2 hours because that's about what I can handle with the stuff I have. And what takes the prep work and all that kind of stuff. So I do have some pieces I did not show tonight. Another couple more dichroics and some other necklaces and some earrings. And like I said, I have some really interesting minerals and stones that we've picked up recently, and I thought you might be somebody who'd be interested in those. I may start throwing some other stuff out there. I got a bunch of vinyl albums. I really need to get some of those out there and see if anybody's interested. I don't sell albums that I haven't tested. So any album I sell, I have played it, tried it, make sure it doesn't skip, and let you know. So I have a few things out on eBay. I will be, like I said, we'll be spending some time. I hope soon getting my Etsy store up to speed. The links are in my channel here to both eBay and to Etsy. So I think I have like one item in Etsy right now. So yeah, I'll be getting that built up back up again. And we'll hope to see you next week. Same time, same channel. Have a blessed weekend.